Imagine trusting a harmless little disc to clean your floors. Until the night it began mapping things that weren't part of your house. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in haunted dolls or cursed mirrors. I do believe in logs, timestamps, and reproducible behavior. That's what makes this worse. I can show you the exact moment it started. 3 hours 12 minutes and 7 seconds a.m. A Tuesday in October. The robot vacuum rolled out of its dock and began a cleaning run I never scheduled. The schedule was set to weekday afternoons only, with quiet hours enforced after 10 p.m. I had double-checked it that night, out of habit. Even toggled vacuum outside schedule, off and back on just to watch the slider move. The logs in the app keep UTC alongside local time. I cross-checked them with my router SDHCP table and my phone's screen time like a stubborn accountant. All three sources said the same thing. I hadn't touched a thing at 3:12. We bought the unit during a Labor Day sale. Black and glossy LiDAR turret, like a polite little periscope, 5-megapixel obstacle camera up front. The app was eager. Microphone, camera, local network access, precise location for map accuracy, contacts to share home access. Allison tapped allow to most of it. It drew our floor plan with gratifying confidence: living room, kitchen, bedroom labeled room 3. Watching the house become a blueprint was almost flattering. On day 5, the map added a sliver room at the far edge, labeled balcony. We don't have a balcony. The shape looked like a hallway that forgot to end. I tried to delete it. The app only let me rename it. I typed error. The next day, it quietly renamed itself back to balcony. The first night I saw the unscheduled run in the history. Start time 3:12. Duration 19 minutes. House started. Manual phone. My phone had been on the kitchen charger. Screen time showed nothing at that hour. I disabled remote start and run outside schedule. I covered the lens with tape. I went to bed feeling clever. At 3:12, the motor whispered awake anyway. I stomped to the dock and held the power button until the lights died. When I woke up, the app showed a completed run titled Room, Bedroom Perimeter. The path was a neat rectangle around our bed, like it had traced the overhang of the sheet. A new pop-up waited. New object identified. High texture surface. Tap to label. The thumbnail was so dark it was almost abstract. I tapped. The image expanded into a grainy, low-angle photo of me sleeping. Fan blade blurred overhead. My face lax, mouth slightly open. A tiny circle blinked over the deadbolt. The app had helpfully captioned it. Door lock, single cylinder. Type B Allison, I said, shaking her awake. Look, she squinted, made a face between disgust and pity. Creepy, she said. But it's just the AI making suggestions, right? We'll reset it tomorrow. I factory reset the unit at breakfast. Held 2 buttons until the melody warbled. The app wiped our map and asked me to scan the QR code under the dustbin. That's when I noticed the serial sticker. Lifted and restuck, a bubble trapped beneath. The number in the app didn't match the sticker. I snapped photos and emailed support. Support replied with a prepaid label and a sentence about a firmware inconsistency affecting a small number of devices. No comment on the serial mismatch. No mention of 3 a.m. The phrase "your safety and comfort" sat in the middle of the paragraph like a towel on a bloodstain. While I was boxing the unit, Allison pointed at my phone. Why is it still drawing our house? Even with the robot boxed, the map redrew itself in ghost lines. The balcony returned with a thin extension, and the dotted trail ticked forward along it. The dock was unplugged, yet the map advanced. I pulled the battery before sealing the box. We dropped it at a shipping store and drove home, repeating the ways we had overreacted. We ate dinner, deleted the app, slept like people who have won. At 3:12, the doorbell camera emailed me a clip. Motion detected foyer. The thumbnail showed a low dark shape sliding past the console table. Face detection, no face found. The video hiccuped for a second, then resumed on an empty hallway. We swept the house once with a bat and a flashlight. Nothing on the kitchen table. My phone, no longer paired to any device, buzzed with a new email from the manufacturer's no reply address. Subject annotation: task completed. Body: your recent media has been successfully labeled by our data quality team. Underneath: human_face 2, bed_skirt 1, door_lock_type_B1. A blurred thumbnail of my nightstand. I called support. After 2 transfers, a man explained that for premium features, a small subset of anonymized frames may be reviewed by third-party partners. In compliance with our privacy policy. I can see my face, I said. Faces aren't identifying without metadata, he recited. At 5:19 a.m., the doorbell pinged again. Motion detected. Bedroom. The doorbell does not look into our bedroom. The clip, when I opened it, was a jittering, low-angle video of the nightstand at mattress height. In the top right corner, a glossy black curve slid in and out of frame. The timestamp was live. We didn't wait for sunrise. We drove to a hotel that smelled like lemon cleaner and old carpet glue. Allison cried in the elevator, and then not at all. I typed out a timeline because numbers felt like a leash on something that wanted out. At noon, a support manager called. The returned unit had non-standard components installed. A cellular module soldered to the mainboard. Not their design. Also, she added, your account shows a home member named Rook, added 6 weeks ago. The serial you scanned doesn't match the unit we received. We believe the label was altered. She asked us not to go home until a technician inspected our locks, and promised to notify law enforcement. That afternoon, I created a burner email and followed the annotation link. Behind a login. A cheerful dashboard of gray thumbnails, chair legs, dogs, door latches. Across the top, Project Dome partner Ka. In my tasks, I found our lamp, our nightstand, my sleeping face under a lazy blur, by the deadbolt, DOOR_lock_type_be confident, under notes. Night subject returns at 0312. Lock thumb turn visible. Escalate for pattern study. A heart icon sat beneath the frame with a username, Rook_Ka. Reading something about yourself in a stranger's unbothered tone invents a new kind of heat. It started in my ears and slid down my throat. At 3:12 the next night, the hotel room hummed with a sound too soft to pinpoint. Not the HVAC, a self-satisfied little whir, like an appliance finishing a task. Against my better judgment, I reinstalled the app on my burner phone. Even without a device paired, a faint map sketched itself: bed rectangle, nightstand square, a tidy perimeter path, header, remote preview beta. A cursor traced a line that didn't exist in our hotel room. A thin extension labeled balcony. My phone buzzed. New email, new comment on frame 403. The comment read, they moved. Track via SID beacons. Map persists. Then, almost playful. Don't delete favorites. We moved again, to my brother's place. We turned off our phones. We slept with the lights on. I still woke to the 312 hum, because bodies learn. In the morning, there was a reply all thread forwarded to me by accident. 3 managers arguing about data retention, exposure, and contractor controls. A screenshot of my blurred face pasted into a PowerPoint slide called Lessons. The police took a report and told us not to worry. It's a consumer device. The manufacturer's technician replaced our deadbolt and photographed the old one for evidence. He went still when I asked if he'd ever heard of a home member called Rook. He had quality assurance contractor, he said carefully. Overseas. We changed the locks again. We heat gunned the doorbell off the wall and dropped it in wet concrete. We renamed our Wi-Fi and turned off every cloud integration we could find. We bought a corded vacuum that screams when it eats a rug. Weeks passed. Then, at 3:12 on a Wednesday, a calendar notification slid across the dark screen of the phone I keep powered off. Docking complete. Bedroom perimeter scan complete. New object identified. High texture surface. Below in tiny gray like a whisper. Added to favorites by Rook_Ka. People ask why we didn't move. We did, eventually. Different city, different locks. No smart anything. But place is only part of a map. The rest habits, hours travels with you. I can't prove who soldered the module in, or who swapped the labels. I can prove this. We are not unique. Before they locked me out, I saw 1,000 beds cropped into tidy frames. I saw notes that read like fascination. I saw hearts. Every night I wake a minute before 3:12, as if something were politely clearing its throat outside the door. Some nights I hear the soft, satisfied hum of a task completed. Some nights I don't. Silence is a label too.